there's different types of trauma, and to understand the different types, I like to call it big T trauma and little t trauma. Big T trauma is, the drastic, the extreme events, the physical abuse, the sexual abuse. Then there's little t trauma, like what someone can say to you, how things that have happened in school, like that have been really embarrassing, like they can be traumatic, but they're not, as significant as going through like physical abuse and all this sort of stuff. But this can show up in our body, in our lives, as pain, as disease. It can show up as self-beliefs, negative self-talk, a personality that we don't even like. And this can be reversed, this can be healed, this can be, the effects of trauma can be dramatic and devastating and almost life-changing. It can go from cancer, it can go from arthritis, it can go from pain in the body, it can go to even paralysing us. And there's been stories that I've read in this book that I'm currently reading right now, The Myth of Normal, it's called, by Dr. Gabor Mate. And these personal stories of these people that he spoke to, that he's helped through this trauma, he has helped them go from, being paralysed, from all being on this medication, from having cancer, but then healing that, reversing that, all from healing and going back to these moments, reliving their moments, going back and, going to therapy, going back and reframing their mind around the whole situation, and reframing their mind in a way that is more beneficial to them, rather than something that can be, devastating. It can change the way we think, it can be a negative mindset that we have, and that all can come from the experiences that we've been through as a child or even as an adult, but mainly as a child, just because of how sensitive we are. The more sensitive we are, the more trauma we are likely to have, just because we soak up more of our surroundings and the things that have happened to us. It's affected us a lot more just because of how sensitive we can be. And you have to be able to relive their moments, be able to, go to therapy and what's known as EDMR therapy. And this is where you will sit down with your therapist and they will talk you through these traumatic events. They will help you and guide you through reliving their moments so you can reframe your mind. And this will have reversing effects. I no longer have lower back pain, and I've healed parts of myself that I never thought was possible from reliving these moments, from going to therapy, doing things like journaling, changing my self-beliefs. It's all had a positive effect in my life. It's completely changed who I am and how I think, how sensitive I am. It's changed how I can live my life, healing this trauma, going back to the trauma that I have from the physical abuse, the mental abuse that I've experienced as a child, the embarrassment that I've experienced in schools that caused me to not want to speak, caused me to not want to be able to public speak, or even be on a camera like this, developing a negative self-belief that I wasn't worth anything, I didn't know anything, I was stupid, like all these negative self-beliefs. And it's affected me in many ways, and you might find yourself in them situations, and you'll have to go on your own journey and speak and get into conversation, like why do I have these self-beliefs, or why do I think this way, why is my personality this way? Because it can even frame our personality and how we act for the rest of our lives. And it can show up a lot in our adult lives in different ways, in relationships, friendships, the way we think, our mindset, self-beliefs. It can show up in a lot of different ways, and it can hold us back. And this has been like a massive thing for me. This has been, one of the biggest changes in my life is going back and reliving their moments, going to therapy, journaling, and reframing my mind around these situations. It's painful to, relive their moments. It's something that's stuck inside of you, and because of that, because it feels stuck inside of you, because that pain is there, you might even not know it's there, but it can manifest in ways like illness, disease, self-beliefs, your personality. It can affect you in so many different ways, even without you knowing it, because it's like in your subconscious, because it affects you without you even realizing it's there. You might have been through experiences that, don't seem too extreme, don't seem too traumatic, or don't seem too embarrassing, but subconsciously, if you've took that in as like a negative experience, that'll affect you for the rest of your life. If you, for my example, I'll give you my example because it's just the easiest way, is when I used to go in front of my classmates and try and do a presentation, I would get really nervous. I'd start shaking, I'd go red, and I could feel myself going red, so I'd go even more red. I'd try to read, and I would stutter. I couldn't even say simple words. And in that moment, I heard, little giggles, you can hear people talking and stuff, and that was a negative experience for me, and that was every single time I did it. That was every single time, and I've had to go back and reframe my mind around that. I've had to step out of my comfort zone and, even just make videos like this, even talk in a group of people, even my friend group, being that person with all eyes on me. I felt that pressure. I felt them beliefs, myself going red in their moments, and it's trying to create a positive feedback loop in their moments, relive their moments, and trying to create a positive feedback loop in their moments, so you can get rid of them old self-beliefs that you can't talk, or you're not very good at reading. This is me personally, what's happened to me, and I've had to relive their moments. I've had to go back and create that positive self-belief, positive feedback loop, so I can get to where I want to go. It's affected me so much in my life. It stopped me from making YouTube videos for so long. It stopped me from talking to strangers. It stopped me talking to girls. It stopped me doing anything. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't even want to work. I didn't want to put myself out there because I was just scared of the world. I was scared of what people thought about me. I was scared of saying the wrong thing, making mistakes. It's affected me in so many different ways. It's showed up in pain in my life, in my mother's life. It's shown up as disease. It's, there's a lot of different ways that trauma can affect us that we might not be aware of. Society can be stressful. Society can be traumatic. The things that happen in our life, wars, pandemics, being laughed at, within school, that's a society, isn't it? And that can affect you in different ways. But to heal this, to reverse the pain you feel, to reverse the negative self-beliefs, it's about reliving their moments. And as scary as it is to think about, that's the only way forward, is to go through it, is to go through their moments and create the positive feedback loops, to make yourself feel good in their moments again, to make yourself realize, oh no, I can actually do this. I can actually speak in front of people. I can actually speak in front of a group of people. I can actually start have conflict without it ending in disaster or a fight, or you can have conflict without fights. You can have conflict where you can have a disagreement with someone where it doesn't get extreme, it doesn't get loud shouting. That was another thing of mine, being scared of getting into conflict and it ending in a fight, or ending in the other person being exploding in a vicious way, or just shouting in general. That was something that in me felt like I couldn't do. I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I would suppress them emotions. I would suppress the anger that I felt, the upset that I felt, and I couldn't speak to that other person. I couldn't speak to the people that, you know, I should have been able to say, you know, look, I don't think you're doing this right, or I couldn't have that disagreement with them. I had to go back. I had to relive moments where I just had to take a breath, feel calm in their moments, and put myself in their moments, make myself feel uncomfortable. And once I came out of it, if I create an environment where I'm not shouting and the other person is shouting, me just being calm in myself, me creating the experience that I want in a conflict, will have an effect on them, because they'll realize that, you know, I'm really calm, I'm not getting loud, I'm not shouting, I don't want to fight. And they, you know, some people will, you know, try and push you. But if you can stand your ground, if you can hold yourself strong in their moments, if you can, you know, feel that uncomfortableness but stay calm and create the experiences that you need to feel good and move forward in their moments, then, you know, that's a step forward. That is a positive feedback loop. And that's what it can take. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do. It's a lot of, you know, pain. It's a lot of suffering. It's a lot of uncomfortableness. But we have to be able to go through their moments to move forward. We have to be able to push ourselves in them uncomfortable situations so we can create and become the person that we want to be. You know, I want to be able to have a disagreement with someone where it doesn't get loud, it doesn't get physical. I want to be able to speak in front of, you know, a group of people just like I'm doing now. I want to be able to speak and not be embarrassed, and be able to give presentations and my information that I've learned about myself out to that, you know, an audience. And so I've had to put myself in them situations to heal from the self-beliefs, to make myself believe that I can do that, that I'm, you know, I'm intelligent. I know a lot of stuff. I can read, I can write, I can speak. It's a lot of work, but it's the work that we have to do. It's the work that needs to be done so we can move forward, so we can be that person that we want to be, so we can be that future self of ours, so we can be and move towards the person our wife might want or our kids might want. Because our kids are not going to want, you know, I wouldn't want what I had as a child. So I'm doing everything I can to not be that, you know, that person. I'm pushing myself, being uncomfortable now, so I can give them a better childhood than I had, or at least a less traumatic one. Because there will be times where we might, our wounds, our past self will come when, you know, we're disconnected, when we're stressed, when we're tired. Then moments will come, and we will maybe possibly even traumatize our own kids. But as long as we can reduce the amount that we traumatize them, or the amount that these negative experiences happen for them, then they're going to have, you know, a better childhood. You're going to have a better connection with them. You're going to have a better relationship with your wife, your kids, and everything like that. It's something that I've had to do, and it's something you might have to do. It's about reliving them moments and creating a positive feedback loop so you can keep moving forward, so it doesn't no longer hold you back. I hope this helps, boys. Love you.